gives it to G, and G goes ahead and makes.
Tavares has open room. 5, touchdown. Goes untouched, 30 yards for the score.
Welcome back to Westmoreland on the Gridiron. Dan Flickinger with you, and joining me is our Week 2 Westmoreland County Player of the Week. He is Tristyn Tavares, the senior quarterback for the Norwin Knights. Put up a big game against Latrobe and a 35-0 win for the Knights on Friday night. 9 for 14 for 134 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. And when Tristyn's cooking, he does it on the ground as well. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in that win at Memorial Stadium. Tristyn, first of all, congratulations, and thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule and joining us here tonight.
Thank you.
Well, let's jump right into it, man. You guys are off to a 2-1 start to the season. What's really working for you guys right now? Because things are really looking up for Norwin. You guys have a lot of players returning from last year. And again, I'm going to knock on wood for you staying healthy this year so far. So what's really working for you?
Yeah, like you said, everyone's staying healthy, and because we got so much stronger in the offseason and we got all prepared. And then our defense is just really strong this year, as you can tell. The shutout last game and practically a shutout the week before with our second string letting up the last touchdown. But our defense has been making some huge strides this year.
Well, you were this close to being 3-0. I know that one still probably burns a little bit. I got to ask you, did you fumble at the end of the game against Penn Trafford?
Well, I think it's clear picture, obvious that I didn't fumble. Me personally, I was down. I didn't score. Some people thought I scored. I didn't score, but I was down.
Well, I had to hear it straight from you because, we showed the replays. It looked like you were down. You didn't fumble, and then I saw the picture too. So yeah. I know you moved on from it, but I'm sure that one had to hurt at the time.
Yeah. I mean, we shouldn't have even been in that situation anyways. We kind of started out slow as an offense and as a defense. And then we just put that in our rear view and moved on to the next week. It's like we've been doing every week.
Yeah, and you have 2 blowout wins against Kiski and Latrobe. You guys really dictated play, I thought, offensively right off the bat against Latrobe. What was clicking in that game for you guys offensively?
Well, we haven't really opened up our pass game too much. We've been just pounding the ball because that's what's been working for us. And we had those 2 good drives, and then we had 2 not so good drives. We went 3 and out basically with a few penalties on our offense, which we haven't been doing recently. But with those 2 first drives, it's just been a lot of running the ball and then opening up some easy passes for me.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the opening drive. I thought the play calling was great. I mentioned setting the tone. You spread the ball around on the first drive. You had some runs in there with Gio. You ran the ball, I think, once or twice. You had some short passes, some intermediate passes. Is that scripted for you guys, or is that something you're doing on the fly, that opening drive? I know some teams like to script their plays. And is that a goal early to get everybody involved?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, our first play of the game when we get on offense is pretty much practice throughout the week, and we already know it's we go out and if we get the look we think we're going to get, and that's where we're going to run. But it's pretty much just whatever I see and whatever the coaches see after so many plays, but it's not really scripted to where we're going to spread the ball around.
Did you feel like, in that opening drive, though, that you guys were able to maybe keep Latrobe off balance and get the ball to different guys?
Yeah, I mean, with starting out with a pass, which I don't think we've done this year so far. Starting out with the pass, they probably weren't expecting that, and then just dominating on the run game.
Well, I want to ask you about the run game because Gio Rotroff has had a really nice start to the season. I mean, I love to watch the kid run. I'm sure you do too. He's a bowling ball out there, and he always, has those tough runs. How much does a good running game help the offense and kind of take some pressure off of you in the passing game?
Like I was saying earlier, it just makes it so much easier because then obviously they got to stack the box, and then it opens up for one-on-ones with our guys like Potter Bozeski, who's one of the faster guys in the Whippeal, and then Jake Knight, Zach Pauling, all those guys. Makes it a lot easier for me to get one-on-ones because the box is stacked.
Well, you've had a couple nice connections with Potter. the last 2 weeks, one against Kiski where he kind of stretched the ball into the end zone, and then this game against Latrobe made a nice catch and run and scored a touchdown. Obviously, Jake Knight, you've connected with him just a few times in your 4 years as a starting quarterback. Josh Leonard. I mean, the options are certainly there for you this year. Can you kind of talk about those guys and their skill sets and how they help out the passing game?
Like I was saying, Potter Brzezinski, he's like a deep threat guy, like big play type of guy. And then Jake Knight, he'll do some splash deep plays here every once in a while, but he's normally like my slot guy who he probably has the most receptions. Not this year, but like he'll get, so far at least, he'll get probably the most receptions. And then Josh, he's like our H back, and he gets a lot of screen, like wave routes we call them. It's like a little screen kind of. And then he just makes the play from there because I just have to do a little dump pass to him, and then he just goes.
And obviously, he's playing very well defensively. Was all over the place, I feel like, in the second half against Penn Trafford. And I know that he can take a snap or two if needed as well. I'm sure there's gadget plays in there with him, but I won't ask you about those. Don't want to make Coach Brown upset. Let's talk a little bit about yourself, though, Tristyn. What do you think your best attribute is as a quarterback? You've been doing this now for 4 years, which is rare, especially at the 6A level. But what do you think right now you've maybe developed in terms of your best strength as a quarterback?
Well, I feel like I've always been a good runner because I went from running back to I went from quarterback to running back to quarterback. When I was younger, I played running back. But like my run game's always good, and it like stresses the defense because they have to worry about me running the ball as well. But I feel like my timing has gotten better, and my pocket presence and like small movements in the pocket has really grown over my high school career.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not afraid to run the football, but as you've gotten more experience, so you kind of like maneuvering in the pocket a little bit more, not necessarily taking off as early as you did before.
Yeah, I mean, like just like the small movements I was saying is because like I necessarily don't always have to get out of there immediately because with this line that I have this year, I mean, on the touchdown to Potter this past week, I was back there, felt like forever. So I kind of just don't have to run immediately.
Yeah, I bet that was like up there in terms of the longest you've ever had to throw. I mean, you were back there, I felt like for an eternity.
Yeah, I was so proud of those guys after that touchdown.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see. How long have you played football, Tristyn? And if you remember, what got you into the game?
I don't really know what got me into the game, but I feel like I've played when I was around, I don't even know, 5-ish, 6. I would say I started out with flag, then obviously got into tackle, but I was always a physical kid, I feel like, growing up. And then you can ask my friends now or players, teammates. I'm still a pretty physical guy, I feel like. I've loved the game since I first started playing. I don't really necessarily have a reason why I started playing besides me being a physical kid. But yeah.
What do you like most about playing football?
Well, there's like pretty big team and you make a good family size and a brotherhood. And it's just going out every Friday, competing and just working with your brothers to try to get a big W.
Before we talk about Seneca Valley, I want to ask you about Seneca a little bit, Tristyn. Yesterday, obviously this interview being aired on Wednesday during our Gridiron show, but yesterday you guys did something special as a team for a former teammate that passed away last year. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so our youth program, they practice at a church called St. Agnes, and they just opened up like a new little facility, or not facility, just like a little small building. And we have a plaque that we just surprised, his name's Colin Bargel, surprised his parents we put it on the new building for them, and we all gave them his mom flowers, and everyone was there just to support the family.
Well, that's really great. You guys did that. I'm sure that meant a lot, to his parents, especially seeing the plaque there. So that's really nice. And one final thing before we get to Seneca Valley, I know that right now your senior year, you're trying to navigate it with school and of course with playing. But in terms of colleges and college interests, where is that at kind of right now, or What stage of the process are you at right now in terms of recruiting? And I mean, is that your plan to play football at the next level?
Yeah, it's definitely my plan to play football at the next level. And then I play baseball as well, so I'm
Sure.
thinking
Yeah.
about possibly doing both if I go to a D3 level.
Hmm.
But I have three D3 offers from Waynesburg, Gettysburg, and Allegheny. And I've been talking to a few other D3 schools with also a few D2. So I'm hoping like this year, as I keep putting out film, it's just going to get more and more. So I have more options to choose from whenever the season ends.
And it absolutely should. A dual threat quarterback with as much experience as you, I mean, there absolutely should be no doubt you'll get that. And hey, I know you're playing football right now, but Knights baseball, man, some unfinished business. You guys made the Whitfield Championship last year, had a heck of a season. I know you bring some guys back too, so I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Seneca Valley. Obviously, a big game to start conference play going on the road. What do they do on defense? What do you guys have to do well to come away with a win?
I mean, well, I'm not gonna necessarily say what we gonna do, I would say, but
In general, yeah, let's keep it general so we don't get in trouble here.
yeah, I feel like we're just gonna open up our offense a little more because we've been pretty basic the first few games. So I'd say we're gonna open up our offense a little more and just do what we do.
Tristyn, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. It's been great watching you these 4 years, and hopefully the Knights can get into the playoffs and we can watch you a little bit more. Congratulations on Player of the Week, and we'll talk again soon, man.
Thank you.
That is Tristyn Tavares, the senior quarterback for the Norwin Knights, our Player of the Week. Sean and I will rejoin you. We'll talk about Norwin, Seneca Valley, and many other of the matchups coming up this week right here on Westmoreland on the Gridiron.